Hey guys, and welcome to TrailzCraft. Today, we are going to be trying to work on some XP and possibly getting some XP. I had tried to record this episode prior, but the XP sucked. So we are going to retry it. Let me show you what I had done already and what we're going to do to remedy that. I tried to do it with kelp. The video was not that great, and I wanted to spare you guys that misery um, of seeing a farm that really wasn't that great and it not really working that well. But we did actually go, and during that, we did go to find a buried treasure. I could show you a quick clip of me going and finding that. It was not that far. It was actually over in the field right over there. Um, but basically, we have a small kelp farm here, and this would have worked if I had a lot more materials, and it would have gone up there and gone up there. And this is really based off of the same design that I used for the sugarcane and the sheep. So if you want to make something similar to this, you can go check out those videos. Basically, the same contraption that I built for this will work for that. You can reverse engineer that. But in that, I also actually got some ice from my iceberg biome over there. A couple of things I kind of want to show you before we get working on the XP farm, which we're going to be working, which is less an XP farm, more of just getting more stuff to trade, because what I found was I traded more, was I upgraded my villagers a bit more. Time to sleep a little bit more, just so I don't get any phantoms. Was, while I was trading up, I needed a guy to get some books so I could get better tools. I got these guys up full, and this guy actually is a mending villager, which is awesome. So I gave him as a thank you, I basically gave him a window and a lamp. He's special. This guy gives me books now. He doesn't really give me anything else really that special other than maybe sharpness 5. And I also spared the guy that was surrounded with fire, and I gave him his own little stall. Say hello to Burnt Barbecue Berry. He's been feeding me chicken. I've been trading with him, and I basically have a good stash of chicken. And as you can see in my inventory from where we went to the treasure chest, this was the stuff that we found. So some of the things that I've been able to get lately, while I was grinding out some of the resources, was I need XP so I can combine these two swords to get a really good looting sword, because I want to be able to dig that out. I blasted this entire section out on a live stream recently, and I used about a stack and a half of TNT. That was all the gunpowder that I had on me at the time. I have some more now because I did some AFKing, but it was a stack and a half of TNT. And I need a beacon. I need a beacon, and I just need to be able to just finish digging this out. I want to get it down to about that level and finish clearing this area out. And it's going to take some time, because I want to get my villager setup done. And we may afterwards start working on that. But let's get going on the pumpkin and melon farm, because then we can actually really get going. I have from this, just in case I need it, because I'm going to need to get some grass and some other things. I actually have a silk touch pickaxe, so that'll come in handy. But I've been grinding out some resources, and let me get some melons growing, and then I will start building up the infrastructure for it, because I got to tear that down first. So let's get going. Okay, this needs to be one of the few places that I actually do need to remove the mycelium from. The other places, I don't need it as much. I can kind of make do, but I actually do need the mycelium to not be around here because I can't have it infect the farm. So I'm going to need to clear this out, and then we'll be good. At least 1 or 2 blocks from each side, and possibly from above it. That way we have a good farm to go, and then we can kind of just fill this up with carts, and then we'll be in a good shape. I may have gone away with the minimal amount of gold I needed, but basically what I need to do is now put down the dirt. I cleared away as much of my ceiling as I could. I may just need to remove one more layer over from this side. I got a little bit lazy. But now I have 2 hoppers, one on this side and one on that side, that basically when it picks up the stuff, it will spit it out. And I've kind of been just harvesting up the melon seeds and pumpkin seeds. I planted some melons over there. But basically, what will end up happening is we just need to put down the dirt, and I just need to make sure to clear a little bit more of my ceiling on that side, I guess, and maybe a little bit more on this side, but now I can just plant down the dirt and then just start placing down the grid pattern. We're going to be using a common melon pumpkin farm that's basically one where it's a crisscross pattern of observers and pistons above it, and it'll just be dropping them down. I've seen it on TrailzCraft's YouTube channel, similar to his, but I've seen it many other places. So we're going to kind of base it off of that. But let's continue from there. I am generally glad that I've been hoarding materials from this big dig project, because they're coming in handy in situations like this. That's why especially if you work in a single player world, never throw away resources. Multiplayer worlds are different because you generally can work off of each other, but in single player worlds, you tend to really need your own resources. But here, I need every little bit that I can get. So I gotta grind out everything. Back to placing dirt. I hope I have enough pistons and observers to do this. I really didn't calculate this out. Okay, now that the dirt platform is down, now I can actually start working on putting down the pistons and the observers. What I'll probably end up doing is putting down as much pistons as I can, and so that way if I notice I'm running low on pistons, I can actually start making some more. I think my limiting factor right now is wood, but I know I have some wood over at my other base from a recent session I did of just chopping wood. And iron is not a problem. As long as I'm in the area loading my iron farm, I generally have a decent amount of iron. So I just need to fill this up, and then I just need to figure out what I'm doing with observers. I have 48. I don't know if this will do it. And I just need to figure out how I'm going to be hydrating this place. The smart move would be to put it in the center, but let's see, what I give myself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What I could do is actually replace this block with stairs and just hydrate the stairs, and then I wouldn't lose out on a middle piece. I can actually just have a hydrated stair, and that's actually what I'm thinking I may do. Because will that interfere with? The only issue is, will that interfere with my redstone over here? So if I break right here, no, that shouldn't interfere with it. Cool. That won't interfere with it. Perfect. So I think I will do that. I'll swap those out, and then I'll bring in when we're placing in observers and pistons. Okay, now it's time to put down the pistons. I've hydrated the farm, just so I can kind of know where I'm placing the pistons. I had to add a little bit extra water because this was actually too wide for the crops, which is fine. I was hoping not to do that. It'll reduce the efficiency by 3, which is, and when I say 3, I mean literally by potentially 3 pumpkins or melons, which is fine. But what we'll do is... Actually, I needed to put this right here. And we'll unhatch that. There we go. Okay, so I need to put the pistons over here, which is where the melons and pumpkins will drop. And then basically, I'm actually going to... I don't want that there. I'm basically going to put this here. And then effectively go ahead and put myself here, drop this down, and continue like this. So then I can essentially continue on in this fashion. I won't need to basically put another layer up, and that's because I screwed up. I should have put this layer down before I put the dirt down, but that is fine. So I can do this in, oops, I can do this in crawling mode. And if I drop, I will basically just grab another trapdoor, pull myself up, and continue on. But bringing back when I finish doing this, this is going to be pretty much a very grindy work, and I'm going to make sure I don't mess this up. So I'll bring it back when the grind is done. Okay, and now all the pistons are in place. And I even put some light in here so that the plants will get light. Now I may have to put some light on the sides, but I'm now in a good place. Except I'm trapped in here. Send help! I could actually use some help. I'll try and dig out the side. Goody. Okay, now that looks a lot brighter. Everything should get a decent amount of light now. Okay, now, what we're going to need to do is get the observers. I probably need about a stack, maybe? But maybe about a stack and a half of observers. And I'll need to place in the melons and pumpkin seeds about alternating. So I could probably do this as I go, just I have to make sure to only put in the melon and pumpkin seeds as I go, but I'd rather do this all in one go. So let me make up all the observers first. One trip to the nether and I was able to get enough quartz to make enough observers. About 120 was what I needed. Now I need to get enough redstone to cover them, which will be another 120. So I'm either going to have to go mining, which I should go do, or I can just trade for it, which is also an option, which is what I've sort of been doing to get the redstone for this. But I should probably just go mine for it. I'll probably do a combination of both. Let's get going. Okay, time to get some mining done. I figured I'd come to my mining base. So let's get down into the mines and get some more. I need some gold anyways, because I'm running low. I actually used a lot of my gold on that session, so let's see. We'll use this. I made sure to make myself plenty of torches. So that's a dead end. So let's get digging. I want to use this place as sort of a mining base so that a lot of my... These are both dead ends. Well, not gonna turn down free gold. Well, I'm gonna go find a good place to drop down to the mines, and I'm just gonna get mine. I'm not gonna bring you guys with me. I was gonna use it as a good dramatic exit, but I don't really think I'm gonna record the mining because, quite frankly, that's not enjoyable to watch, nor is it enjoyable to edit. I'll bring it back when I see some cool stuff. I'm gonna have to give up on that stuff and get new stuff. Well, luckily most of that stuff was traded for. I kept running down there getting my stuff, and a zombie eventually got all my armor. and just one-shot me the second I got down there. I have no armor near the space, so I didn't find any redstone easily. I think I'm going to just trade for it, and I'll... oh well. I don't think I have a boat over here. Okay. F that gear. And the 30 levels I had. Let's see, do I have a boat over here? I should have some stuff over here that I can just punch wood and head back to the base. Luckily, it shouldn't take me too long to recover that stuff. I will see you guys when I'm fully recovered. Or at least when I'm finishing up on the melon farm. The benefit of having a decent infrastructure is you recover relatively quickly. I mean, it still took me a little while, but I was able to put in the work and get some new diamond gear. This was a sword I had laying around. This was a spare pickaxe I had from just combining pickaxes I've had previously. And I was able to just purchase smaller ones. All while getting myself the requisite redstone I needed. Now, I just need the melon and pumpkin seeds. So grab these as extra. Grab the observers and the redstone. And now we can go up here and just start taking these out. I also grabbed some bones from my farm over there. And I basically just used my farms to do as much frickin' trading as I could. And that was essentially how I was able to do this, was I just did as much trading as possible. But now I just need to make sure to do this. Make sure I have one of these. Like that, and then a server and a dot of redstone. And then continue with that pattern. So now it's just a matter of grinding that. And so I don't forget which one I'm doing, I'm just not going to record this entire process because this is going to be a pain in the butt. But I'll bring you back when Melon. I've already forgotten which one I did. I was talking. Nope. Look, I think I dropped down here, though. I don't have a hoe on me. Dang it. Okay. Let me fix what I did. And I'll bring you back. So that was pumpkin, melon. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, they're all in line, and they're running pretty well because I loaded up, but then I realized there was a problem. I noticed not much was coming in, but this was running fine. And I looked in, it's kind of cleared out now because I didn't want to lose too much. But this was filled up with entities. So I came down here and I unloaded the hopper minecart with just a kind of a quick solution. I need to solve that. So at the moment, it basically has 2 hoppers at 2 different locations with... Huh. Okay, so there were 2 hopper locations, but I may end up getting rid of those because I have a solution. Perfect. That was an accident. That was genuinely an accident. I may make a hopper minecart unloader right here. Yeah. Okay, cool. I gotta research a hopper minecart unloader, and 'cause I've never actually built one, and we'll load one up right there, and then we'll be in a good shape. Unfortunately, that means my water line will have to go, but that is fine. I wasn't married to it. Okay, we now have a design by Impulse SV. You can basically, I can put a link down to it if I remember, but otherwise you can look it up. But basically, it's just a quick little unloader. This should be able to help me just unload it and then reload it. I just want to make sure this launches. And there we go. I probably should put a couple extra powered rails there. I will look up a few of my other ones. There we go. But this is running so fast, I will have to put in a little bit of a sorter as well, so that we can actually make sure that I have one of these, and boom, boom. There we go. Okay, so I'll have to look up a sorter. I think I've seen one by Impulse that's pretty good, and I may end up just using that for this as well. But we're already starting to get plenty, and this is just from the past, I think, maybe 5 minutes of me working on this. So I'm gonna definitely need a sorter because I won't be able to keep up with this, and I'll just put this like right down here. So I'll work on getting the sorter set up, and there'll be another Impulse design, but I'll show you in just a sec. Working on the sorting system, and found a watering trader that actually got me things that I kind of want: slime balls and nautilus shells. Let's go get some. Let's get some emeralds and trade that up. Can even use some of my other items to trade up. Bought his entire supply of slime balls. Let's grab what I have for pumpkins. Oh, you buy melons. Okay, now I've got everything up. Now he can go. Or because he's in danger of breaking all my stuff. Yeah, like a freeloader. And I'm trapped in my redstone. Okay, back to setting this up. Sorting system's in place. Now I sort of actually want to benchmark this thing, so I may not just yet. I've been working on this all day. I'm gonna probably go eat dinner, and then I may actually work on this a little bit later. But yeah, this is looking good. I want to see how much this runs at an hour, because this was pumping out things like crazy. But it's not pretty. A lot like my technical builds. This may be one of the first few to maybe get its own little build, but I am eventually planning on putting builds on these things. But that is going to come once that is done, because then I can actually start throwing things into different places, because then I can actually start making cool builds. It'll have better infrastructure. That's why I've been making my infrastructure up front, so that I can actually start making some cool builds and actually enjoying the building process rather than having to scramble for resources like I have at the beginning. And I'm not scrambling for resources as much anymore. I still do every so often, but the second I have more things to trade and get more emeralds, because now that I have the melons and pumpkins coming in, I'm trading like crazy. And when I have a place to put these guys, I'm actually going to start ramping up my villager trading, because these guys are just here sort of as a beginning setup. But I'm going to really get more guys. I'm going to get a lot more farmers. I'm going to get a lot more various toolsmiths, armorsmiths, weaponsmiths, and I'm going to just sort of ramp up production over there. Not to the point of like I have 20, but to the point where I have enough. But yeah, I'll bring it back after I've benchmarked this a bit. I want to figure out what that is, and then we'll wrap it up. May run it for an hour and see what I get that's empty. But at least the melon side's coming up, and I want the pumpkin filter to at least fill up first. I mean, I could manually fill it up, but once this is good to roll, then we'll see how fast this is pulling up, because this is the first time I've built a highly technical pumpkin farm. I've built smaller ones. I mean, this isn't extremely technical, but it is. This did take a lot of parts. So I want to benchmark this thing. And I think it was 12 by 20. So this thing should just start pumping out as fast as I can. Okay, I set the cart out on a loop, which I should do this pretty quickly, but I have all the pumpkins and all the melons, and I need to now calculate however many pumpkins and melons I have. In an hour, I set a timer, I emptied these out, and I used those to trade, and got some good loot while I did that, but that's not the point of what I'm about to do. Let me calculate how much pumpkins and melons I got. I got some stats. So, I also got a shield with a symbol on it. I'm noodling with it. But the stats are, with pumpkins, I got 347. In melon slices, I got 1,783, which is approximately 198 melons, which means I probably put in more pumpkins than I did melons. I always try my best to, evenly put them out, but I could have messed that up. However, that gives us a grand total of, I'm not counting, minimum melon, I'm not dividing out the melons, so with pumpkins and melon slices, it gives us a grand total of 2,138 items per hour. I haven't benchmarked any other items in here, or any other things in here, because these are other people's farms, but this was sort of me taking concepts from other people and scaling it to my needs. So I had to benchmark it myself. So this gave me that many items, and I should probably let this come back in. But yeah, so we now have 2,138 items per hour coming out of this, which I can use to trade, and I've been getting plenty of good things out of this. I've been able to level up decently. I got myself finally an efficiency 5 pickaxe. I was able to trade for a mending book with fortune 3 and unbreaking 3, and I named it the Prospector. This is going to be what I'm going to use to dig out that area. I'm still working on getting small things. I upgraded a few of I upgraded this, and I'm still working on some other stuff. I built a micro farm by Riadizio, I believe is the YouTuber. I'll link down below. But I was doing that to trade while I was doing this. I was just kind of doing some busy work. I'll show you there's the poster. But I was just doing a bunch of trading while that was running. And I think next episode, it's beacon or bust. It could be bust, in which I have no idea. But I'm going to grind out between now and next episode to see if I can upgrade this sword. I'm going to upgrade my armor to get some better armor. I want to see if I can get some better potions, some healing potions, fire. Fire. Why else I'm blank on the name of fire resistance potions? But I'm going to get myself some potions. We're going to tackle the nether. We're going to get myself some mob heads, some wither skeleton skulls, and we're going to take out the wither. Or we're just going to just kill a bunch of withers next episode. Who knows? But it's beacon or bust, baby. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Wait a minute, I didn't do my normal outro. No, bye. No. If you guys enjoy this video, remember to subscribe. If you like it. Remember, when you're on the Digitrailz, watch out for digital bears. Or someone who's spent way too much on one project that just had a lot of repetitive tasks. Man, I need to go to bed. See you guys later.